Alright, hope everybody is doing well on this Thursday. I wanted to just make a relatively quick video, under 13 minutes hopefully. That's what I have on my camera here. I got two cards in, nothing really outstanding. I might have to turn the light on. We shall see what that's going to do. Let me just see, it's going to work out probably okay. But I'll turn the light on anyway if I can get to it. I don't think I can get to the light, so I think we're got good enough here. I got two Pokemon cards in from eBay. One was 2 and one was 4, so it's a total of 6, free shipping. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the way they did the foil on this, or the mirror rainbow effect or whatever. It's kind of a matte finish, and I didn't remember my cards being a matte finish, so maybe it's a new thing that they did. I had my binder here a second ago to compare some of the cards. I don't have my other trainers that it's hard to explain. If you look at a normal Pokemon card here, you can see the mirror foil borders. I would say normal, but a character card. I mean I don't know what you call it, monster or whatever. But and then like this one here, Mr. Mime. If it's a legit card here, you can see how shiny that one is. How crazy shiny that one is. I mean, it's even more shimmering than this Creek here. Creek picture I have in the background here. But these here are two, and I have another order coming from TCG Player, and again, I wanted to buy it from all one seller, so my purchases were based on what that particular seller had. So maybe they weren't my first choice of cards, but anyway, this is Nemona. Again, you can barely see very little shine to it in this particular image here. Again, it's some sort of matte shine. A little bit of shine on there. So it's not as shimmery as I would have hoped it would have been. So I don't know how many more of these I'm going to have to go after. And then there's Shauna, which is $4. People ask anywhere between $4 and $15 for this card. It's just everywhere, all over the place. There might be some different variations of this card, and so different foil I am really confused because they come in different sets and sort of thing, and so it's very, very confusing. They wrote the price down on the penny sleeve, which is okay, but it doesn't help me any. If I wanted to reuse that penny sleeve, then I got to figure out how to clean that off there. And so, anytime a seller does something, it's super frustrating. And then what also is super frustrating is like, somebody had mentioned COMC was back to the old shipping days, so things are taking a while. So I don't know what's going on with them. I have not heard back from them. I shipped my order like a week or two ago, and I haven't heard it much from them. And unfortunately, one of the things that I do is I always look for cards that I can get autographed. And unfortunately, this go around, I didn't get very many of them. And every time I was like, oh, I need this card, I need this card. You always find 100 cards after you put in your order. And do I really want to do another $50 order? I don't really know. Not sure that I want to do that. Let's get this Mr. Mime put back in the binder here. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to binder all these cards. I'm not going to top load them like some people do, so I'll just throw them on a page such as this here, and then we'll throw all my trainers on a page. If I happen to like a particular one that isn't very careful, like maybe this one or something like that, which is only like $1 or $2, I believe I have the Japanese version of that on the way. I might be able to, and I got to see what other language variations they have of that if they're affordable, and might make a whole page of those. So we'll get those put in the binder very shortly here. And then, yeah, so we're talking about COMC and watching Justin's video. Now he got those, or he posted his video a lot later than. Because he mentioned George Foreman dying, and he died at the end of March, and it's halfway through April right now. Well, it's not quite halfway through April, but I think, that was 3 or 4 weeks ago that he died. Maybe not that long ago, but still, it was like, oh, George Foreman died? It's like, well then, so again, a lot of his letters of requests to those particular people are out, but again, one of the things that I see a big trend in is a lot of these certain players that autograph through the mail, their cards are going up and up and up and up and up. So you see a card, oh yeah, I'm going to get this one. I was like, wait, that's $40 for that card. They don't have a lot of cards. So if they don't have a lot of cards, a lot more competition to get those autographed. And so my COMC order could shoot through the moon, and then I'd be like, wait a minute, I was working on this set and this and this set. You got to pick your priorities. Somebody made a video this morning about getting some sort of card that they've always wanted, and they felt really bad because they blew a lot of their money for Strongsville. And I said, you know, it's not a big deal, you know, get the card that you want. Well, I don't say exactly like that, but I said it happens all the time because one of my buddies on YouTube, basically he was doing his record pickups video from a show, and the show was like a week before a record store day, and he's like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Because there's all these great records here at the show. Do I buy these now or do I save my money for record store day? There's always going to be more events, whether you live out in the middle of nowhere or you in the land of, you know, shows every other weekend. You know, it can be very frustrating and expensive. If I basically take everything that I have in this room and flip it around, then it would be just like found money. I was like, hey, this is neat. This, you know, rediscover new things, you know. But it would take me, I would have to put like a spending moratorium on for like a year or two for me to get through all of this stuff. Crazy, insane amounts of stuff that has to be organized and sorted. I almost thought that maybe going to the swap meet next month, because my friend says that I can, you know, sneak a spot there, I might take a monster box and throw like crazy amounts of sports cards on there for 25 cents, and then I can really hopefully thin out what I have. Just anything goes for a quarter regardless if it's autographed or not. I'm seriously thinking about that. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with that yet. You know, it's very possible that no one would buy a single card. That I don't know, but it would just be kind of interesting to see what people thought of my 25-cent box. My friend does not like items that are 25 cents, so I might have to say 4 for $1, and then that would make him, you know, happy, because he's like, don't put anything on the table for less than $1. But he had a free pile, so that kind of throws his story out the window. Anyway, so like I said, I just want to get that video put out there so I can get those cards cataloged. But again, Justin, Three Good Nerds, you know, why are you putting out a video that's showing all your crazy TTM fuel? I didn't find it. I didn't think of those cards. And then when he does his TTM fuel videos or whatever, I have none of those. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 people, but out of the 50 cards or whatever he was in the process of showing, I don't think I watched the whole video yet. I was like, oh my gosh, I've got all these golfers and female boxers and UFCers and all these different players that I should be getting, soccer players, like, oh, this is mind-blowing, you know. And again, 0 of those cards, 0, absolutely 100% or 0%, 100% of those cannot be gotten where I live, or 0% of those cannot be gotten where I live. So it's either 0% or 100%. And the numbers don't make sense, but when I say it that way, they do make sense. Crazy times. Crazy, crazy, crazy times. I'm really itching to put a binder of MASH together. One other thing before I finish up here. I have just sent 2 cards off to you-know-who. Now this would have been a great one here, and I probably should have sent this one here. Probably should have sent that one with Hot Lips and BJ Honeycutt, if you know who I'm sending out to. I send him 2 cards, and I said, you know, that's all I really want to send to him. I could have picked out some better examples, and I prepped it the best I could. You know, forehead grease and throwing some cheese dust on there and all kinds of other. I threw cheese dust on there. I don't have it here, but there's like some Parmesan cheese that's basically a powder, and I threw that on there just to see if that would do anything, and it did the greasy forehead trick or something like that. So hopefully his signature is, because again, these cards are glossier than they think they are, and people's signatures get smudged. Now I have one more TTM going out to somebody from MASH. You can guess 100 different people and you would still get it wrong. Even if you picked out the right person, you would probably still get it wrong. I'm not even making that up, but I don't know what I'm going to send. I want to send out a first day cover to them from 1975. Now there's reasons for that, not other than the fact that that's my birth year. We don't need to go into that, but again, it just there's a reason why I'm sending out from 1975, but I haven't picked out what I want. And also, I might have to go to the dreaded eBay for that sort of thing. I don't know if there's any results from that particular address. I did kind of just a YouTube search for that address, and it looks like that's where that person is. So without further ado, I'm going to probably end the video here. Again, Mike Farrell has been sent out. That's who that is, BJ Honeycutt, in case you care. He supposedly still signs as of last year. He's something like 85 or 86 years old, so this is about the time that you should probably be writing to these people. You should have written to him 15 years ago when I did, or whenever it was, a long time ago. But I never got him on any trading cards. I got him, I think, on a, I don't know, I have to double check. I could have swore I had some trading cards signed by some people in MASH. But I don't know. I don't think I had Jamie Farr, and he stopped signing. If you know anybody who's a really good signer that I could get on my MASH trading cards, I will never be able to get all of them. This would be the worst card to get signed because it's a very dark card. The camera shows it much lighter there, but Jamie and Alan. Alan has not signed for at least 10 years. And I got him, he was signing one item per, and I sent him a photograph that came out of a falling apart book, and he signed the other side that I didn't want him to. I wished he would sign the other side. So it was not really something I could have thrown in a frame. Really didn't enjoy that picture there. But anyway, that is all for today. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Don't worry about fear of missing out. Don't spend too much. Don't, stress, buying from one event versus another. Just try to go have fun and just get what you can afford, and then thank you for watching.